masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo guys, welcome back. It's Draftmaster Flash. It's Austria. We're riding as George Russell. We're starting P1 as well, which was random. Obviously, don't do any qualifying. Should we do these 5 laps and get into it? So as we know, the fast that was Austria happened over the weekend. What did you guys think of the Grand Prix? I thought it was a bit of a joke, obviously, with all the track limits. I've seen various different calls from the FIA, which were a bit, eyebrow raising worthy. As I went really deep into turn 3. Yeah, they claimed for a gravel trap to be installed turns 9, 10, which is quite possible, because obviously you'd see turn 4, there's a gravel trap right there. Or they could put a sausage curb in to stop track limits. A sausage curb like they've got there on the left hand side, so you can't ride it. There's many things that they can do. They could also increase, that they could move the white line out as well if they really wanted to.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
Turn 1 is amazing now on this circuit though. It really, really is. You could never have done that in 22. You would have been absolutely yeeted into oblivion. Car feels so stable, so pointed. You guys need to make sure that you play around with the setup and get it all right for you. But it does. I use Android AI for these setups, obviously, to try and give me the best chance of getting away from the AI. Just to show you what the setup is like. Trying my best not to invalidate at turn 10. I say invalidate, get a track limit warning.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Yeah, that's not too bad. But no, absolutely love Austria as a circuit. As I said, the setup, it will be at the end. You guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, Austria is still a very difficult circuit. Like there's 10 turns and you think, oh, only 10 turns, it would be an easy circuit. All the description leads it to be an easy circuit, but it really isn't, because you need to carry as much maximum speed through every corner, as you can lose so much time. And if you guys saw the Zandvoort race that I was involved in last week on Friday, the live stream's on the channel, go and have a look. When you're in a tightly packed field, I think that Q1 was so close that we was all within 9/10 of each other. Then we got into Q2, we was all in 7/10 of each other, and 7/10 is not a lot, but when it means a difference in 5-6 places on the grid. You need as much performance out of your car, out of the setup. You need to make sure everything is right. And I can't stress enough that tyre wear and tyres, I know there is a glitch out at the moment regarding tyres, but tyre wear and tyre preparation, especially on outlaps, is so important now. So important, because if you run a TT setup, you're in a lot of trouble, because your tyres will overheat massively and now they blister and you lose so much grip, as I found out the hard way.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Like I said, I just mentioned about tyres. With this circuit as well being a lot of straights, it's extremely difficult to keep the surface temperature of the tyres above 70. It's only when you generate temperature, obviously for corners, it is extremely difficult to get it right. We're on lap 5, end lap, or last lap I should say. But yeah, I really do like this circuit. I do have a league race the back end of this coming week, so stay tuned for that. I'll be using the exact same setup in that race. I'm really looking forward to it. I do like racing around the old Red Bull ring. But that's been Austria. You know what to do, guys. The good stuff. Like button, subscribe button. Let me know what you think of the setup down in the comments below. And setup's next. I'll catch you in the next one.
And what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. Real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, the race winners. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I think it has to be Fernando Alonso. He got the strategy spot on and consistently had the pace to come through as well.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So, the setup then for Austria. Here we go. Gone with a front wing of 24 and a rear wing of 19. You could run a lower front wing if you wanted to. You could take it down by 1 or 2 clicks on the front, so say maybe run a 22, 23, 19. 23, 19 takes me back to when my kids were young, and Monsters Inc., but I digress. So yeah, 24, 19, that's what I've gone with for wings. Like I said, you could take it down a little bit lower, however you lose out massively in the middle sector, especially when you come off the end of sector 2. You've got that long sweeping left-hander into a right-hander. That's where you will lose out, hence the reason why I've gone with a 24-19. I've got a league race coming up the end of this week, I think. So I will be using this exact setup for that race, just like I used the Zandvoort one last week. On the transmission, I've gone with 55 on, 51 off. It's up to you. You can run 60 if you like. I chose 55. Again, it's down to personal preference. As I said, these setups are great base setups. I drive completely different to you guys. Trust me that there's no person out there that drives like the way I do. So make sure you play around and make the setup your own. On the suspension geometry, again, right, left, until the game gets updated, because I know every October Codemasters like to bring out a patch for driving, the way that the game handles, etc. You spend a few months learning how the game works, how the new game works, and then bang, by the end of September, October, they change everything. So then setups have to change, etc. But until this changes, it's right, left. Onto the suspension. Now, it is a quandary for me, and it took me a while to get this right. You need a balance of a loose front end and a loose rear end. I feel that's what you need anyway. That's what I felt that I needed. You need the initial turn-in response, and then you obviously need the car stability. So this is what I've gone with on the front suspension 29, and then rear suspension 14. Front anti-roll bar is 10, rear roll bar is 6, and then I've gone with a ride out of 33.36. With Austria, the sausage curbs that used to be there have now been taken out, so I mean you can really ride turn 1, whereas in last game if you hit turn 1 you'd spin off into the wall. It was a nightmare. Austria really wasn't great. They've also removed that bump at the end of the long straight leading to turn 3. There used to be a bump there in the road. That has now also been removed, which is really good, but you can really take it flat out. But again, going back to it, you have a play around with these settings, see what works best for you. But this is what I find that works best for me. But again, it's a setup for you guys, and I enjoy Austria. However, it is an extremely difficult circuit with there only being 10 turns. If you need to keep as much maximum speed into every corner possible, to get the best out of the car, because you can lose tenths just in one corner. I think in turn 3 you can lose up to 3-4 tenths, and when you're in a tight race qualifying, it can mean the difference. Brakes, I've gone with 100% on. Brake pressure, I've gone with 57. Brake bias, again, if you were running ABS on, no need to worry about this. If you're running ABS off, obviously, which I am, I've gone with a 57. You can drop it down to 55, but what I find with the heavy braking of turn 3 to the right hander uphill, I found that I was locking the rears. Everywhere else probably run 55, but going into turn 3 I need 57. Tyres, with this being a left loaded circuit, I've gone with 22 on the front right, 22.7 on the front left, and again rear right I've gone with 20.7, and rear left I've gone with 20.6. This circuit, even though it is a small circuit, when I say small I mean a circuit with only 10 turns, it's extremely difficult to keep the surface temperature in the tyres. It really, really is. But I will go into all that when I do my tyre preview for Austria. You know what to do by now, guys. Do all that good stuff. Like hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Peace.